Later, when the rain had stopped, they walked under a sullen sky to the centre of the city again, to the jumble of buildings which was its soul. This had been a holy place from the days when people knew not whether the sun would rise again, when they relied on God's favour each day to vanquish the dark, and God's favour each spring to coax new life from the ground. People had worshipped here in ever-turning circles of plenty and starvation, health and disease, building their hopes and fears into the stones and bricks, carving and painting their lives and deaths onto the walls. Devout merchants and bloody invaders had brought their own beliefs and their own images, so layer upon layer of faith and devotion flickered in candlelight or lay forgotten in dusty corners. The insatiable appetite of the city to trade and to grow met here its ancient need of God, so thank offerings and guilt offerings jostled on the walls where people gathered to worship. Stalls, wine shops and bawdy houses expanded to fill every vacant or unused courtyard and corner. An ancient stone balcony might house worship at dawn, tables for eating at midday, music after work, and furtive transactions of all sorts of need at night. Into this quarter, profoundly holy and hopelessly profane, Yeshua strode at what passed for the height of the day. Already, though he had been in the city but one day, a crowd followed him, some of them smiling at their memories of the golden carriage and the song. Today was different, though. It began with a man, a foreigner selling leather in a porch. Yeshua saw him and walked towards him. Uncertainly, finding himself at the centre of attention, the man held out a bag and named an opening price. Yeshua did not break stride and seized him by the throat. "Get out," he hissed, then grabbed the bag and hurled it across the street. Hurriedly, the man collected the rest of his wares, retrieved the bag from the gutter and departed. Seeing what had happened, other sellers of leather, cloth and trinkets folded away their stock with that miraculous speed achieved only by those without permits. They left the square silent and temporarily without purpose. Yeshua turned his attention to the wine shops and the places to eat, family businesses which had sustained the holy and the unholy alike for generations. Wild and violent as Martha and Maria had seen him in the orchard, he smashed chairs on the ground and overturned tables with explosions of noise. He was remorseless, systematic in his destruction, like a whirlwind or a flood. Then, gasping for breath in the centre of the chaos he had unleashed, he stared round at the crowd. No one was smiling now. A child was crying. "This is God's place, not yours." No one responded. People need to meet God here. That's how it has to be. A shopkeeper turned away, shaking his head.